What if I told you that everything you know about the infamous OJ Simpson case could be a fabrication? We're delving into the pages of James Cannon's book, OJ Simpson, Let Me Tell You a Secret, The Butler Did It. A bold title for an even bolder theory. This book dares to suggest that the true villain of this notorious case is not OJ Simpson, but his butler. But who is this elusive butler? He's a man who lived in the shadows, watching, waiting, and according to Cannon, plotting. Imagine that. The butler, a figure often overlooked, standing in the spotlight of suspicion. The LAPD, Marshall Clark, and the entire judiciary system, all potentially blindsided by a conspiracy that's been hiding in plain sight. In this book, Cannon paints a picture of a butler who's not just serving dinner, but serving up a scheme straight out of a Hollywood movie. He introduces us to a man named Glenn Rogers, a friend of the butler, who is not just any friend, but a nationwide serial killer. Now, this is where things get truly chilling. Rogers, the butler, and the unsuspecting Nicole all entwined in a plot that's been simmering behind the closed doors of the Simpson household. Cannon's narrative is nothing short of audacious. The butler, a man who was trusted with the keys to the Simpson property, possibly using his position to orchestrate a plot that has kept us guessing for over 30 years. If this theory holds any truth, it could turn everything we thought we knew about the case on its head. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. This is just the beginning, the tip of the iceberg. There's a whole web of secrets and lies that we need to untangle. This book promises a journey down a rabbit hole of deception, manipulation, and most importantly, an unheard secret. As we start to scratch the surface of this theory, a question arises. Could the butler have set up OJ Simpson? The butler, a man overlooked by the LAPD and prosecutor Marcia Clark, was in the heart of Simpson's household. This butler was not just a servant, but a man who held a key to Simpson's personal life. A man who saw everything, knew everything, and had the ability to manipulate situations to his advantage. It's not just about the butler. It's about the intricate web of relationships that intertwined within the Simpson household. The butler, being at the center of this web, had access to all the threads. He could pull one here, twist another there, and set a plot in motion that might have been overlooked by the LAPD and Marcia Clark. The butler could have easily manipulated Simpson's friends and acquaintances, setting a trap that could last for decades. And then there's Glenn Rogers, a figure who mysteriously entered Nicole Simpson's life. A nationwide serial killer, Rogers was introduced to Nicole through the Butler's network. As he started to party with Nicole and her friends, a plot began to unfold. A plot that seemed to be straight out of a movie. The butler, with his maniacal friend Rogers, might have set a trap, using the Simpson household as a stage for their macabre play. They partied with her, got to know her friends, and Nicole got to know their friends. The plot thickened and the events started to mirror the chilling storylines of Hollywood thrillers. But was this all a part of the butler's grand scheme? Did he use his position in the Simpson household to manipulate the events that unfolded? Did he use his access to Simpson's personal life to set a trap that would last for 30 years? So we are left to wonder, was the butler's role in this case more sinister than it seemed? Could the butler, a seemingly insignificant figure in the grand scheme of things, have played a pivotal role in one of the most notorious crime stories in American history? Only time will tell. And as we delve deeper into this mystery, we uncover more questions than answers. Straight out of a Hollywood movie plot, the butler and his maniac friend set a trap that would last for 30 years. This chilling statement sets the stage for an uncanny resemblance between the real-life murders of Nicole Simpson and her friend, Ronald Goldman, and the plots of certain Hollywood thrillers. The butler, a seemingly unassuming character, and his friend, a known nationwide serial killer, Glenn Rogers, found themselves in the midst of the Hollywood social scene after meeting Nicole and her friends. They partied, they laughed, they got to know each other. All the while, a plot was being hatched, a plot that was frighteningly similar to the narratives of certain Hollywood movies. Take, for instance, Night Shadow, a 1989 thriller. The plot of this movie eerily mirrors the sequence of events that would later unfold in real life. The movie plot involved a series of women being killed, which is exactly what happened in Hollywood around the same time. The murders were not random. They were planned, plotted, and executed with chilling precision. Another example is Clowns That Kill from Outer Space, a film starring Grant Kramer. The film depicts a group of clowns who go on a killing spree, a plot that bears a striking resemblance to the murders committed by Rogers and his accomplice. It's almost as if these movies provided a blueprint for the butler and his maniac friend. They used the cover of Hollywood's glamorous parties and social gatherings to blend in, to get close to their targets, and then, with cold-blooded efficiency, they struck. They used their knowledge of Hollywood movie plots to plan their murders, to throw off the investigators, and to frame OJ Simpson. These similarities between the murders and Hollywood movie plots are more than just coincidences. They point to a calculated and meticulously planned operation, a plot that was rooted in deception and treachery, a plot that was, indeed, straight out of a Hollywood movie. So could the butler and his accomplice have used Hollywood as a blueprint for their nefarious plot? The evidence certainly suggests so. OJ Simpson gave a key to his property to the butler, unknowingly granting access to his own downfall. Picture this: the butler, a man of trust, a man of service, holding in his hands not just a metal key, but the key to OJ Simpson's world. A key that unlocks doors, yes, but also secrets, lives, and in this case, perhaps even a meticulously planned conspiracy. In the labyrinth of this high-profile case, one thing was overlooked: the butler's access to OJ's life. This man, who knew the ins and outs of the Simpson household, who knew the routines, the habits, the secrets, was the perfect architect for a scheme so complex it would baffle minds for decades to come. The trust Simpson placed in him was immense, a trust that could have been his biggest mistake. The butler was not just a servant, he was a silent observer, a potential puppet master pulling the strings from the shadows. Now imagine this key, a symbol of trust, being used as a tool of deception. The butler, with the key to Simpson's property, had unfettered access to every corner of his life. He could plant evidence, manipulate scenarios, twist truths, all while wearing the face of a loyal servant. This key, this simple piece of metal, was not just a key to Simpson's home, it was a key to his life, his reputation, and his fate. A key that could have locked him into a narrative of guilt, regardless of his innocence or guilt. Consider this: the key to OJ Simpson's property was not just a key, but a weapon. A weapon that could have been used to frame him, to paint him as a villain in a story written by someone else. In this grand scheme where every player had a role, the butler was more than just a servant. He was a possible orchestrator, a potential manipulator, a likely deceiver. With the key to his life in the wrong hands, was OJ Simpson set up for a crime he did not commit? As we peel back the layers of this case, a new perspective emerges. We've walked through the pages of James Cannon's book, OJ Simpson, Let Me Tell You a Secret, The Butler Did It, and delved into a theory that challenges everything we thought we knew about the infamous OJ Simpson case. We've uncovered a web of deceit spun by the butler, a character seemingly overlooked by Marshall Clark and the LAPD. We've seen how this individual, who was in the perfect position to observe and manipulate events, could have played a pivotal role in the tragic events that unfolded. We've traced the chilling Hollywood plot that unfolded right under our noses, with women being targeted in a manner eerily similar to a movie plot. We've seen how the butler and his maniac friend could have set a trap that would ensnare an innocent man for 3 decades. We followed the story of the key to OJ's property, handed over in trust, but potentially used as a weapon of deception. We've seen how this key could have been used to set up OJ Simpson, a man who was blissfully unaware of the plot being woven around him. In the face of such compelling claims, we are left to question: did the butler indeed do it? It's a question that shakes the very foundation of the case against OJ Simpson. A question that demands a reevaluation of the evidence, the testimony, and the verdict. We encourage you to explore this theory, to read James Cannon's book, and consider the possibility that the truth may be far more complex than we ever imagined. For now, the mystery remains, but the quest for truth continues. In the face of such compelling claims, we are left to question: did the butler indeed do it?